Click on the subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell icon to not miss any of our brand new videos.
Hello YouTube, Pallav here. This is the new Gionee S11 Lite. This was launched in India some time ago. It's a beautiful looking phone. Specifically the back, you can see they call it a mirror finish. We have the blue color. It's gorgeous. You also have the steel kind of a color, silver you can say. And these colors look slightly different when light falls on them from different angle. So anyway, well, unfortunately we do not have the box, so we cannot do an unboxing of this one, but we'll straight away get to the hardware and try to do the full review. So as far as hardware is concerned, this one has a 5.7-inch screen. It's full vision display, 18 by 9 aspect ratio, HD plus resolution. You have a 16 MP front camera here, earpiece, no front LED flash, shortcut keys. On the left side we have a SIM card slot. It's a dual hybrid SIM card arrangement, so you can either use one SIM and one micro SD card or two SIM card slots. And then this side you have a power button, you have a volume rocker. They all look nice, very symmetrical design. And then you have micro USB port, 3.5mm jack, the mouthpiece and the speaker. This is plastic, by the way. Behind you have the fingerprint sensor and then your dual camera setup, which is a 13 plus 2 MP camera. The 2 MP secondary sensor cannot be used as an independent camera. It only acts as a depth sensor. Then you have an LED flash. Now although it's the Gionee logo, of course, although it's very flashy and great, looks awesome, but after all it's a glossy surface. So for those who do not like much of a fingerprint, frequent fingerprints and dust and all, then they probably would disagree with me, but I absolutely love this and I would not like to cover it because it's so beautiful. Another thing is that this guy is incredibly light, despite of housing a 3030 mAh battery. So yeah, overall hardware and the design point takes almost full mark. I only would have liked a metal body here. There you go, there's the HD plus display. It's quite sharp enough, bright. I have the brightness at half, and when I increase the brightness, you see the brightness actually goes incredibly high but does not wash away the colors and the icon faces. The icons are not pixelated at all. Resolution is proper. Viewing angle is okay, but nothing much to write home about. It's only about, I would say, just above average. Here it starts changing color, still you can see the icon colors and also that's fine. Yeah, let's take a look at the settings now. This is a Gionee phone, so as usual it will have an Amigo UI and that's on top of Android 7.1. You see 7.1.1 Amigo UI. Do you see Amigo UI 5.0? That's the build number. And what else? We can go to more settings and then we can go to memory and storage. So it has 4 GB of memory and 32 GB of internal storage. You see, out of 4 GB you have 2.2 GB is free. We've been using this device for some time now. That's good, it's managing the RAM properly. Out of 32 GB this much is used. But if you choose to use only a single SIM and then a micro SD card, it can support up to 256 GB more. Also supports reverse charging and OTG. However, if you have two SIMs and you want to use the same phone with both SIMs, then your storage is kind of limited. So you'll have to manage that. So yeah, Amigo UI does not have any app drawer. Those are some of the apps that comes with it. Lots and lots of bloatware, you see, unnecessary. However, you can go ahead and uninstall the third-party apps that you do not need. And some of those popular apps, again, third-party apps, you can go on and you can delete those. We've installed these two for testing purposes, but those are kind of the apps. Let's take a look at the camera. There's a 16 MP front camera which looks quite detailed. You see, minimum focus distance is not that much, cannot focus close, but here around about here it kind of starts to focus. It also has this bokeh mode, which is software enabled, but you can see kind of side of my hair going slightly blurry, which is not very accurate, but yeah, I think will do. And then you have some settings over there, so fingerprint and capture mode, and you have also have picture size and all. And then you have some filters, there you go, and then some shooting modes. Yeah, you also have your video, panorama, time lapse, and whatnot. Then the primary camera, which is a 13 plus 2 MP camera. Not the fastest shutter in the world, I would say, but it would do generally because it's plain, white background. So generally sensors find it difficult to focus. Again, those are some of those settings. Yeah, again some filters, and then you can also use the bokeh mode. Now here the secondary 2 MP camera comes into play, and that acts as a depth sensor. So we've tested the image and video samples on this one, and they look above average. The images shows good amount of detail, but they kind of oversaturate some of the colors, I would say. Yeah, the saturation and hue, I would have liked them to be slightly more natural, but then yeah, because they come out as JPEG out of the box, so sometimes you'd probably like those punchy colors to straight away upload to the social media sites. The front camera is good, it shows good amount of detail, and even under relatively low light the high resolution sensor works just about fine. But note that noise starts to creep in, and mainly because it does not have a flash, you cannot use it in dark places or where the light is very low, like for example in a party or sort, night party or sort. So for those things, this flash, because of the lack of flash, the front camera will struggle a bit. Did some benchmark testing and it scores below average. Really, it has a 1.4 gigahertz Snapdragon chipset, and it is 57,464. It's very low actually score. And then we have Geekbench 4 662. Again, it's the top are like 1800, and then almost twice the score even here. Yeah, this one slightly better. It scores 2161. Top is like 3600. And then we have the 3D Mark scores 297, and this is Slingshot Extreme. This was this one. The tops are actually 4600, so that's a very very low score. And then we have the PC Mark score, which is good, 3709, which is just about above the midpoint. The top scores being 7700 now. Now coming to the battery, it has 3030 mAh battery. The battery life is just above average. The score might not tell you much, but we'll go to this screen first, and you can see it gives 7 hours of battery life. Just a sec. Yeah, you see, 7 hours of battery life. But good thing is that the battery drains almost uniformly, so at any point of time you can probably guess how much the battery is gonna last. But this is a brand new device, so I don't know what happens after 1 year or 6 months. Right about this point, I think after less than 5%, it's kind of stayed slightly longer than you'd have feared, so that's a good thing. Slightly longer, and then went down. So yeah, overall a good performance of the battery, but the overall battery life is just about average. We played some game on this device, and they lag very intermittently, not so much as to like distract you, but then the processor is not as powerful to handle some of the most demanding game very fluently at the highest FPS. But I could play all of the games properly. There were no skipping of frames, or there weren't any crashes, nothing. So there you go guys, that's the S11 Lite. And what I like about this device is, first of all, the design, not necessarily the build quality, but the overall design and look of the device is extremely sexy and extremely extremely beautiful. It's a gorgeous looking device when I flaunt this device. I also like the display. That's a great one too. And 5.7 inch is kind of just about apt. Very thin bezels on the sides. The camera is decent enough to for the price point. I've seen worse camera at this price point actually. What I do not like is, first of all, I wanted a metal finish on this one that would have been more durable. Plus the battery life nowadays should go on beyond 10 hours at least, because we use our phones more intensely than ever during our day, and a 10-hour battery life in real life probably would just take us about through the business day. So that's really important. 7 hours probably would not take you through the whole business day properly if you use it in moderate to high manner. So those are the things I like and I do not like. Based on that, I think it's a good value for money product at this price point, at about 14,000 to start with, but it also faces a very stiff competition from some of the other brands. If you like this video, please hit the like button, ask anything related to this, and we'll try to answer them all. And please subscribe to our channel by clicking the icon there and share the love. Thank you.